Hi everyone, today I am going to tell you a narrative poetry. What is a narrative poetry? Narrative poetry is a poem that you tell in the sequence of a story. This narrative poetry is on an elephant who tries to save some people. The narrative poetry which I am going to read today is called Horton Hears a Who. Let's start. On the 15th of May, in the jungle of Nool, in the heat of the day, in the cool of the pool, he was splashing, enjoying the jungle's great joys, when Horton the elephant heard a small noise. So Horton stopped splashing. He looked towards the sound. That's funny. There's no one here around. Then he heard it again, just a faint yelp, as if some tiny person were calling for help. I'll help you, said Horton. But who are you? Where? He looked and he looked, but he could see nothing there, but just a small speck of dust blowing past in the air. I say, murmured Horton, I have never heard tell of a small speck of dust that is able to yell. So, you know what I think? Why, I think that must be a person on top of that very small speck of dust. Some sort of creature of very small size, too small to be seen by an elephant's eyes. Some poor little person who's shaking with fear that he'll blow into the pool. He has no way to steer. I just have to save him because after all, a person's a person. How matter how small. So gently and using the greatest of care, the elephant stretched his great trunk into the air and he lifted the dust speck and carried it over and he placed it down safe on a very small clover. Humph, humphed a voice. That was a sow kangaroo. And the young kangaroo in her pouch said, humph too. Why, that speck is as small as the head of a pin. A person on that? Why, there has never been. Believe me, said Horton, I tell you sincerely. My ears are quite keen and I heard him quite clearly. I know there's a person down there. And what's more, quite likely there's two, even three, even four. Quite likely a family for all that we know. A family with kids just starting to grow. So please, Horton said, as a favor to me, try not to disturb them. Just let them be. Ha ha, I think you're a fool, laughed the sow kangaroo. And the young kangaroo in her pouch said, me too, you're a biggest blame fool in the jungle of Nool. And the kangaroos plunked in the cool of the pool. What terrible splashing, the elephant frowned. I can't let my very small persons get drowned. I got to protect them. I'm bigger than they. So he picked up the clover and hustled away. Through the high jungle treetops, the news quickly spread. He talks to a dust speck. He's out of his head. Just look at him walk with that speck on that flower. And Horton walked, worrying, almost for an hour. Should I put this speck down? Horton thought with alarm. If I do, these small persons may come to great harm. I can't put it down, and I won't. After all, a person's a person, how matter how small. Then Horton stopped working. The speck voice was talking. The voice was so faint that he could barely hear it. Speak up, please, said Horton. He put his ear near it. My friend, said the voice, you are a very, very fine friend. You helped all us folks on this dust speck no end. You have saved all our houses, our ceilings and floors. You have saved all our churches and grocery stores. You mean you have buildings there too? Oh yes, piped the voice. We most certainly do. I know, called the voice. I'm too small to be seen, but I'm the mayor of a town that's friendly and clean. Our buildings to you, which would seem very small, but to us who aren't big, they are wonderfully tall. My town is called Whoville, and I am a Who. And we Whos are all grateful and thankful to you. And Horton called back to the mayor of the town. You're safe now. Don't worry. I won't let you down. But just as he spoke to the mayor of the speck, 3 big jungle monkeys climbed up on Horton's neck. The Wickersham brothers came shouting, What rot! This elephant's talking to whos who are not. There aren't any whos, and they have not got a mayor. And we're going to stop all this nonsense. So there! They snatched Horton's clover. They carried it off to a black-bottomed beak named Vladikoff, a mighty strong eagle of a very swift wing. And they said, Will you kindly get rid of this thing? And before the poor elephant could speak, that girl flew off with a flower in his beak. All that late afternoon and far into the night, that black-bottomed bird flapped his wings in fast flight, while Horton chased after groans over stones that tattered his toenails and battered his bones, and begged, Please don't harm all my little folks who have as much right to live as us bigger folks do. But far, far beyond him, the eagle kept flying, and over his shoulder called back, Quit your yapping. I'll fly the night, though I'm a bird. I do not mind it. And I'll hide this tomorrow where you will never find it. At 6:56 the next morning he did it. It sure was a terrible place that he hid it. He led that small crow dop somewhere inside of a great patch of 100 clovers, 100 miles wide. Fine that, sneered the bird, but I think you will fail. And he left with a flip of his black-bottomed tail. I'll find it. I shall find it or bust. I shall find my friends upon my small speck of dust. And clover by clover by clover with care, he picked up and searched them and called out, Are you there? But that one that he sought for was not just around. And by noon, poor Horton, more dead than alive, had picked, searched and piled up 9,005. Then on through the afternoon, hour after hour, till he found them at last on the 3 millionth flower. My friends, cried the elephant, tell me, do tell, are you safe? Are you sound? Are you whole? Are you well? From down on the speck came the voice of the mayor. We've really had trouble, much more than our share. When that black-bottomed birdie let go and we dropped, we landed so hard that our clocks have all stopped. Our teapots are broken, our rocking chair is smashed, and our bicycle tires blew up when we crashed. So Horton, please, pleaded the voice of the mayor's, will you stick by us whos while we're making repairs? Of course, Horton answered. Of course I will stick. I'll stick by you small folks through thin and through thick. The voice. For almost 2 days you've run wild and insisted on chatting persons who have never existed. Such carry-ons with our peaceful jungle. We've had quite enough of your bellowing bungle. And I am here, snapped the big kangaroo, that to state that your silly, nonsensical game is all through. And the little kangaroo in her pouch said, "Me too." With the help of the Wickersham brothers and dozens of Wickersham uncles and Wickersham cousins and Wickersham in-laws whose help I've engaged, you are going to be roped and caged. And as for your dust speck, that we shall boil in a hot steaming kettle of betel nut oil. Boil it? Horton gasped. Oh, you can't do that. It's full of persons and they'll prove it to you. Mr. Mayor, Horton called. Mr. Mayor, you got to prove that you really are there. So call a big meeting. Get everyone out. Make every who holler. Make every who shout. Make every who scream. If you don't, every who is going to end up in betel nuts too. And down on the voice of the dust speck, the scared little mayor quick called a meeting in Whoville Town Square. And as people cried loudly, they cried loud and fair in fear. We are here! We are here! We are here! The elephant smiled. That was clear as a bell. You kangaroos surely heard that very well. All I heard, snapped the big kangaroo, was the breeze and the faint sound of wind through the far distant trees. I heard no small voices, and you didn't either. And the young kangaroo from her pouch said, "Me neither." Grab him, they shouted. Cage a big toe. Lasso his stomach with 10 miles of rope. Tie the knots tight so he'll never shake loose, and turn the dumb speck in the betel nut juice. Horton fought back with great vigor and vim, but the Wickersham gang was too many for him. They pet him, they mauled him, and they started to haul him into his cage. But he managed to call to the mayor, "Don't give up. I believe in all of you. A person's a person, no matter how small. And you very small persons will not have to die if you make yourself heard. So come on now and try." The mayor grabbed a tom-tom. He started to smack it, and all over Whoville they whooped up a racket. They cattled tin tents. They bet on grass pans, on garbage pail tops and old cranberry cans. They blew on bazookas and blasted great toots, on clarinets, oompas and boompas and flutes. Through great gusts of loud racket rang high through the air. They rattled and shook the whole sky, and the mayor called up through the howling mad hullabaloo, "Hey Horton, how's this? Is our sound coming through?" And Horton called back, "I can hear you just fine, but the kangaroo's ears aren't as strong quite as mine. They don't hear a thing. Are you sure all your boys are doing their best? Are they all making noise? Are you sure every who down in Whoville is working? Quick, look through your town. Is there anybody shirking?" Through the town rushed the mayor from the east to the west, but everyone seemed to be doing his best. Everyone seeming to be yipping or yipping. Everyone seemed to be beeping or bipping, but it wasn't enough, all this ruckus and roar. He had to find someone to help him make more. He raced through each building. He searched from floor to floor. And just as he felt he was getting nowhere and almost about to give up in despair, he suddenly burst through a door, and that mayor discovered one shirker quite hidden away in the Fairfax apartments, apartment 12J. A very small shirker named Jojo was just stunning and bouncing a yo-yo, not making a sound, not a yip, not a chirp. And the mayor rushed inside and he grabbed that young twerp and we climbed with the lad to the Eiffelberg Tower. This, cried the mayor, is your town's darkest hour. The time for all who have come, whose blood is red, to come to the aid of their country, he said. We've got to make noises in greater amounts. So open your mouth, lad, for every voice counts. Thus he spoke as he climbed. When they got to the top, the lad cleared his throat and he shouted out, Yop! And that yop, that one small extra yop, put it over. Finally, at last, from the speck in that clover, their voices were heard. They rang out clear and clean. And the elephant smiled. See, don't you see what I mean? They prove they are persons, no matter how small. And their world was saved by the smallest of them all. How true! Yes, how true, said the big kangaroo. And from now on, do you know what I'm going to do? I am going to protect them with you. And the young kangaroo in a pouch said, Me too. From sun in the summer, from rain when it is fallish, I am going to protect them, no matter how smallish. And that, my friends, is the great story of Horton Hears a Who. I hope you all liked it. Thank you.